All right, y'all. So we got a crazy one. We're reacting to Colorism, but for white girls. This is by Clarissa C. Sheesh. I didn't even know there was white girl colorism. If we gonna keep it a stack, but I guess we're gonna learn about it today. So let's get to it.
So somehow I ended up on Blonde Hair Theory TikTok, where the girls were sharing how the way they're treated shifts when they go from a brunette to a blonde, and vice versa, obviously. So according to them, being a brunette or having darker hair didn't mean that they weren't attractive, but it made them come off more intimidating or serious by default.
Your hair color does have an influence on how other people perceive you. I mean, duh, it makes sense. Your appearance affects how people perceive you. Black hair theory, let's talk about it. The black hair theory is that girls with black hair are perceived as more intimidating by men. Even if they don't have an intimidating personality at all, they just come off that way. I don't really think I have like the black cat personality.
Intimidating probably wouldn't be the word that I think of. Maybe come off as more, I don't even know the word. I can't even think of a word for it. Is it intimidating? I don't think there's a good word for it. Not that I can fucking think of. But for the most part, it's not intimidation. It's just guys know when girls ain't right for them. Like this girl, I could already tell she has a lot of dudes trying to get at her. I'm gonna try to get at her. She gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even want to go through that. So that's kind of what it looks like. Like guys go after girls that look more, or guys like, because they probably like them. But it's like they come off more standoffish, more like looks like they would hurt them. So I guess it is kind of black cat type personality. Like, cats are a little iffy. You might try to touch a cat and they might hiss at you and scratch you and shit. Or they might be sweet. You never know. But that's kind of my idea of it. I don't even know if that makes sense. Shit. Maybe it is intimidation. I don't know.
If you look at me, you'd probably assume those character traits onto me. Whereas with lighter haired girls or blonde haired girls, they get more sweet golden retriever type of personality traits projected onto them. I feel like this is why blondes feel like they get approached more. I've seen girls that have had their hair blonde before and then went darker say that when their hair was blonde, they would get approached more by guys. Probably just because they're getting perceived as friendlier, even if that might not be the case. The darker your hair, the more intense you look, the more kind of standoffish you look.
And honestly, I never realized how deep that dynamic ran for white girls, because as a black girl, we've known this concept all too well. Like for us, it's not about what color your hair is, it's about the state of your hair. So natural hair, especially depending on your texture, puts you in a whole different category in terms of how people look at you or approach you. The only time where natural type 4 hair is commendable is when it's long. Now if it's short, then baby, you gotta have some confidence. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, I love natural hair, show me something natural. Like I can't, because they all love natural hair, but it all depends. It depends on what type of natural hair. There's so many factors.
Now that makes sense. But her hair nice. I feel like this is she has nice hair. And look, like you could tell she take care of her hair too. Like she on her shit. She on her. But I feel like this is good hair. But like she said, it has to be long. And I guess this is pretty long. But I guess short. Nah, I feel like for the most part, natural hair, I like natural. Like natural hair looks good. Period. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. For a lot of times, like girls try to do things to their hair to make it like straighten it, and they start damaging their hair. They start doing all this. But if you just put some serums in your hair, brushed it out, even though, if you do have tighter coils in your hair, it's going to be harder. But if you took care of it, kept it curly, kept it moisturized, your hair gonna look good. Your hair gonna look good exactly how God made it, bruh. And I truly believe that. But let's continue.
What type of natural hair? There's so many factors that come into play, and I'm not even gonna get into it, because if you know, you know. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Now compare that to wearing a wig. No matter the curl pattern or style, if the wig is laid, you're suddenly Rapunzel. People are fishing to help you out your tower. You're a part of the beauty standard. Like, it's a whole different feeling, and it feels so good. It's like you crossed an invisible line into being acceptable or desirable. Now, color theory for black girls does come into play, but it's not as prominent or as much of a big deal as texture. The color black will always be elite. But luckily with wigs, it gives you the glory to try so many different colors that gives you a whole new energy. Like, for example, Jesslyn Sky purple hair era. Oh my gosh, I loved her. I loved everything about that. But it's not as life-changing as colors that actually fit a black girl's palette, like warm tone blondes and brown hair that truly complements a black girl's skin tone. Here's a few videos of me in brown chestnut colored hair, and I absolutely love it. You can't tell me nothing. I feel like it fits so well with my complexion, and other people see it too. It's like I'm a whole new me. Who could tell me anything? But it's not a supremacy. So for women, they face their own unique forms of oppression, whether it's rooted in culture or class, but I never fully realized how deeply ingrained blonde supremacy is. It's not just
Layers of oppression. Is that what that is? I don't know if that's oppression. I don't know if I would call it oppression. I wouldn't call that oppression. Because true, like, she's the one that said it. She said when you get straight hair and you got a wig and whatever. She didn't say straight hair. She just said when you put on a wig, it's like you touch another level. Nobody told you to put on a wig. You put on a wig and you perceived that things got better for you. So things got better for you. You know what I mean? Or am I tweaking? Maybe I'm tweaking. But that's definitely not oppression. You know, if y'all wanted it to no longer be oppression and no longer be a standard, everyone stop doing it. Niggas will stop expecting it real quick. But anyway,
just about the color. It's the way that blondness has been idealized as a default for femininity. Like for innocence, for more of the sexy, fun Marilyn Monroe construct, while dark hair is more serious and more like the girl next door's type.
So dyeing my hair blonde changed my entire life. This is what it used to look like. Like, everywhere I go, people just assume I don't know that much and they help me with which is perfect because I don't know that much. So imagine being a brunette that doesn't know anything. Like, life was harder. So I dyed my hair halfway through college. I was graded so much harsher in the first half. The second half, it was like, aw, you came to class? Wait, that's so studious of you. Like, that's cool. I hit this guy's car in a McDonald's drive-thru. And I wasn't even on my phone. I was looking straight ahead. It's just that I forgot how to keep the car stopped for a second. Which all you have to do is keep your foot on the brake. I forgot. I thought the guy was gonna get out of the car and yell at me, but he gets out and he looks at me and he was like, were you putting makeup on? You're sitting.
Yo. What the hell, bro? She lives in a different world. She don't live on this planet. So she happy that... Okay. So she see, shit like this be fucking me up in the head, cause okay, so you happier now that people are treating you like you don't know shit. People are treating you like you're dumb. You have to be coddled. You want people to coddle you. You want the world to coddle you. I don't like it. I don't like it. And especially you want to be coddled. You know what I mean? You're not just coddled and kind of like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? No, you want to be coddled by the world. And, you know, you live on a different world than me, I guess. You live on a whole different planet, a whole different playing field.
Really? I just want to make sure that you're okay, though. How are you? I was like, I just hit your car. I'm fine. if you want to hang out. Sometimes I feel like if I were to walk out of a grocery store with a cart full of items, the employees would be like, sweetie, so you're usually supposed to pay when you go through self-checkout, but there's no way you would have known. It's so stupid, honestly. Like, who cares? Here's the thing, I don't think it has to specifically be blonde hair. I think it's more about finding the hair color that looks good for your skin tone, but your goal should always be, people's expectations of you should be on the floor. The bar should be on the floor. That way, anything you do, everyone's like, no way, yes. And that is the only thing I ever needed to learn in my entire life. So yeah.
The blonde hair hierarchy is beyond real and something that genuinely
Blonde hair definitely fit her. I everything that came out her mouth sounded like she was spewing bullshit. She just lives in a different world. If you had brown hair, the guy probably would have said the same shit. Maybe people are actually just realizing you're an idiot. Maybe it's not the brown hair, but maybe the fact that you're actually, an idiot. Maybe. Possibly, That would be my hypothesis. Maybe a little bit.
needs to be studied in human psychology. Dang it. Over the past month, I have had brown, blue, and blonde hair, the 3 Bs. And people treat me very, very differently depending on what color hair I have. The brown hair is very girl next door, cutesy, sweet, innocent vibe. People treat you as such. I get a lot more compliments from girls too. Women are a lot nicer to you when you have brown hair. Blue hair, crickets, silent. I also think that's because I am in Texas and people are a little bit more iffy with colored hair here. It's like a liberal thing. But yeah, I got a lot of like, I like your outfit, or your hair is cool. I would have never thought to do that. Then we get to the blonde. Free things this thing gets ya. Free shit. Blonde. I don't know what it is, the psychology behind wanting to give blonde girls free things, but people love to give blonde girls free things. It's just so interesting to me, and it happens way more anytime I have blonde hair. Like, I've had blonde hair at least once a year for the past probably 6 years of my life now. And it's always, when I have my hair like this, do people treat me so much better. It's very confusing.
I can see it, I guess I understand it, but it's not about the blonde hair theory. It's probably actually, no, because girls with blonde hair are kind of perceived as like ditzy. So, people just automatically think you're ditzy. They automatically think you're probably easy as well. That's why they probably approach you more, because they like, oh, she'll let me hit because she's easy and ditzy. She's dumb and horny. That's what they think when you have blonde hair. So if you want dudes to look at you and think, oh, she's dumb and horny, go for the blonde hair. Do it. Because that's what if I had to, identify why you feel like you're getting treated better, it's because they think you're dumb and horny, bro. They think you're dumb and easy. And yeah. Because more dudes will approach you if you're an easier target. Does that make sense? But not too easy of a target, because if you look like you snuck onto the earth, then niggas ain't approaching you. But for the most part, if you don't look like that, easier targets are gonna kind of get easier, but within a certain range. You're gonna get more shots taken at you. You know what I'm saying? Like a supermodel walks past, she ain't really getting approached as much as the shorty that's an 8. So yeah, but I can see it.
But yeah.
So honestly, can you really blame black girls for wearing wigs? Just like, can you blame brunettes for going blonde? Society is so shallow that sometimes doing what you can to make your life a little easier just feels like survival, but in the best way possible. The fact that being blonde gives you this automatic halo effect is absolutely wild. Like, people just assume that you're nicer and you're softer and approachable and even more trustworthy just because of your hair color. It just shows how deep these beauty biases run.
I'm gonna tell you right now, blonde theory is 100% real. I did not believe it until I went blonde. I had black hair my whole life. people just think I'm nicer, and I don't really think I've gotten that much nicer. People just think I'm friendlier. I when I had dark hair, I feel like men were a little bit scared of me, and I kind of liked that. Not anymore. They're not scared, but I kind of miss the fear. Can I say that? But yeah, it's a real thing. And yeah, I'm crazy. People are gonna come and say, oh, you know, you have like, yeah, I know, but my hair is blonde compared to when it was black, okay? So I get to talk about this. But yeah, so it's definitely real. It's definitely real.
Being blonde seemingly opens so many doors for you. Norma Jean, who isn't naturally blonde, her natural hair color is like a brownish copper color. She became the pinnacle image of a blonde bombshell. She became the queen of alter egos and played the feminine seductress. She walked into becoming the most famous persona by buying a bottle of peroxide and bleaching her hair in a bathroom right before a test screening, and then transformed herself into the iconic Marilyn Monroe. Even Marilyn herself benefited from blonde hair so much that she thought it was ridiculous, and she didn't understand why it mattered so much.
You know, it's interesting that people associate, if you happen to have blonde hair, you know, naturally or not naturally, however, or if you're not out of shape in some way, you're absolutely dumb. I mean, you're considered dumb. I don't know why that is. I think it's a very limited view. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what the person, what they look like, what color hair they have.
They even had an episode of this on Victorious. Like, we all know Dan Schneider is a sick f***, but sometimes he's spot on with his writing style and all of its weirdness. They had an episode called Blonde Squad, where Tori, Jade, and Kat played characters for Beck's movie, but they left their blonde wigs on just to see how life was as a blonde.
Why are you so excited to be blonde? Because guys love blonde girls, especially with blue eyes. You watch. Tonight we're gonna get extra special treatment.
In the end, Kat ends up meeting a guy and he ends up dumping her because he's only into blondes. Even the actress Kaylee Cuoco, who has been my favorite actress since 8 Simple Rules, she got the role on Charmed because she was blonde. Even though the producers denied this, in her mind she knows the truth and even stated it herself. The treatments and the opportunity, the way people talk to blondes, it's just...
I don't know if you guys ever watched Charmed. That show, that used to be one of my favorite shows. Like when I was younger, watching Charmed, that shit went so hard, bro. So hard.
It's different. There's also this weird tone shift. Apparently, people automatically think that you're fragile or not all the way there. The whole Dizzy Blonde stereotype still sticks, and people start projecting that onto you without even knowing you. And what's really wild is how these stereotypes get used. Apparently, a lot of people feel way too comfortable saying racist or ignorant stuff around blonde women because they assume you either don't care, you won't say anything, or you're low-key on game. So they don't feel the need to censor themselves. That's the flip side of the halo effect, is being seen as sweet or harmless. It gives other people permission to be bold with their bigotry, like you're a safe space for their nonsense.
Never knew the power that a blonde hair, blue eyes.
This is so entirely true, and I never realized it because I've been a brunette my entire life, and I bleached my hair blonde a week ago. I've never gotten as much attention as I've gotten right now, and not only that, you don't realize how racist the general population of white people really is until they know that you're not racially ambiguous anymore, because I was with brunette hair. Now that I'm a blonde, they're like, oh, you're definitely white, so you're a safe space for my racism. 100%. Almost every single Uber driver that I've had has said something about either Indians, Filipinos, black people. No matter what, people just feel the need to tell you all of their internal racist thoughts now that they know that you're one of them.
So because the blondness, it gives you this hierarchy, a lot of people don't want to lose it. So only 2% of people in the world are actually blonde, like legit blondes. So you're blonde as a child, and as you get older, the blonde color begins to darken or fade. So whether you're a natural blonde, there is a maintenance for being blonde, and it's expensive to be blonde. Because as a black girl, I look at Savannah James like, you rich bitch. you are rich. And it comes with a lifestyle that you're just not willing to lose.
And I decided to make a silly little video about how rare it is for adults to be naturally blonde. This is actually the only kind of comment that I expected, because one of my best friends is black, and a couple years ago we were at dinner and I was talking about how I color my hair. I've always been blonde, but as I've gotten older it's darkened a little bit, so I color it at home actually. And she was like, oh my god, I did not know that you dyed your hair. And she was shocked. I was like, yeah, most blonde hair that you see in the women around us is not 100% natural. Of course there are some, but most blonde women dye their hair or put highlights or lighten or whatever. It was a funny, like, cute moment.
That is pretty crazy to think. So they're all faking it. They are all faking it, bro. That's nuts. I can see it. I guess I can see it though. The halo effect is a real thing. Honestly.
And then a couple of years later, I remember seeing a black creator on TikTok talking about how she just found out that the vast majority of blonde women are actually dyeing their hair, and that it's incredibly rare to actually be fully blonde in adulthood. It's hard for me to articulate, but I find this discovery process really like cute and endearing, of us finding out about our friends and other women from different ethnic backgrounds and the maintenance that we put into beauty that we didn't know that the other group was doing. And so I made this little silly video talking about how my hair is not this color naturally, and I thought it would reach, like, 1,000 of my followers, and maybe a handful of people would make comments like this. What I did not anticipate was the number of people that very emotionally responded that they were natural blondes and they needed me to know, and it seemed like they felt really threatened by the statement I made that no adult woman has this color hair naturally. Obviously, that was hyperbole. Or maybe not obviously. Maybe my delivery sucked. I'm not a comedian. I'm sorry. But I meant it as hyperbole. In the same way that when someone who is really busy, like a medical resident, says, oh, I'm never at home. I'm never at my apartment. When obviously they are. Like, that's hyperbolic for emphasis. Like, you're exaggerating to make it a point. And similarly, there are adult women out there who are blonde, like this color blonde or lighter, and who don't highlight their hair. And that's okay. It's just rare. That's all I'm saying. But what's so interesting is that I saw so many people coming out in these comments just like clinging to blondness as if it is a badge of honor or a sign of social status to be naturally blonde haired.
I literally had no clue that this existed. And I know this topic may not sound like a big deal, but I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, y'all have colorism, but like an actual hair color. But y'all let me know what you think down below, and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Toodles.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I can say that I can't disagree with it. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. It's just something new to kind of figure out. I kind of know of the halo effect just in general, but I guess there is a blonde halo effect that I was just unaware of. And I guess I don't just naturally become nicer to blonde girls. But I guess it does make them look more fragile. You know what I mean? Darker colors, they're a lot more intense, ultimately. So, it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Let me know if y'all feel like this is an actual thing. Let me know if y'all feel like this is a form of oppression. That was something that really stuck out to me. That your hair was a form of oppression. That one threw me for a loop. But anyway, I love you guys. Catch you on the next video. Make sure y'all go to my page, binge watch my other videos, and I love you. Peace.